On August 10, 1933, in Tulare, California, tensions simmered as rumors of a strike spread. Patrick Chambers, secretary of the Cannery Agricultural Workers Industrial Union, issued a letter outlining demands for a standard 40-hour workweek, a wage increase to 35 cents per hour, and an end to compulsory purchases at the company store. Workers like W.D. Hammett described their precarious conditions. "My only clothes are the ones that I have on. I have 5 children. All we can afford is flour, beans, coffee, and a little bit of milk." Workers lived off of a 15-cent hourly wage. A full day of work on the ranch is about 9 hours, but some days we only get to work about 6. We usually work about 3 to 6 days a week. With irregular hours, low and delayed pay, living in cramped sheds with shared facilities, the threat of a strike loomed large, setting the stage for a showdown between labor and management. The situation escalated on August 11th, with yellow handbills circulating in the city echoing the workers' demands. C. Merrit Jr., the manager of Tagus Ranch, arrived from San Francisco to address the brewing crisis. The threat of the strike extended beyond the workers themselves. The Visalia Welfare Department warned that welfare services would be denied to striking laborers and their families. As tensions reached a boiling point, on August 12th, a strikers' rally was held on the corner of Inyo Street and South K Street. Chambers, impassioned and determined, rallied the strikers with fiery rhetoric, his voice booming across the gathered crowd, echoing the grievances and demands for justice. During his speech, Merritt climbed atop a topless roadster. As he attempted to justify low wages and working conditions, Merritt's speech fell on deaf ears as support for the strikers grew. Later that night, Sheriff Robert L. Hill ordered 36 armed deputies to assemble at Tagus Ranch the next day. However, despite the presence of armed law enforcement, the strike on August 13th remained peaceful. Workers, joined by outside supporters, gathered outside the Tagus store. The standoff intensified on August 15th, when Merritt ordered the eviction of 200 strikers, including families, from Tagus Ranch. Sheriff Hill and his deputies refused to participate in the evictions, but local officers armed with firearms forcibly removed protesting residents. With no alternative housing provided by the welfare department, the evicted workers found themselves displaced along the Golden State Highway, where their things were thrown. Undeterred by evictions, strikers regrouped, armed with picket signs, and continued their protest. Ranch officials persisted in pressuring strikers to return to work or risk losing their jobs. By August 16th, the strike had gained momentum, with over 750 workers participating. Patrick Chambers and C. Merrit Jr. engaged in negotiations, but with neither side relenting, progress stalled. Relief efforts, including temporary housing and donation drives, emerged to support affected families. Governor Rolfe appointed Timothy Reardon as a mediator, urging growers to consider raising wages. Despite initial resistance, on August 17th, talks between ranch leaders and strike representatives commenced. Merritt offered a compromise wage increase to 20 cents, with a promise to reach 25 cents once profits allowed, but Chambers rejected it, demanding a more binding agreement. As tensions mounted, Chambers threatened a statewide strike if demands weren't met within 24 hours. Just as the strike was to be called, in a dramatic turn of events, on August 18th, Merritt conceded to the strikers' demands for a 25-cent wage and reinstatement of all workers without discrimination. Additionally, the return of furniture and home goods to evicted strikers' housing was secured, marking a significant victory for the labor movement. The news of the settlement brought jubilation, with workers eagerly signing up to return to work. A sense of relief and triumph permeated the atmosphere as the community celebrated the hard-fought win. With the strike resolved and concessions won, the workers' struggle at Tagus Ranch became a symbol of labor rights activism in the agricultural sector. The events of August 1933 in Tulare, California, underscored the importance of solidarity, perseverance, and negotiation in the pursuit of fair wages and working conditions. The legacy of the strike resonated beyond its immediate impact, inspiring future generations to advocate for social and economic justice in the workplace.